Have you subscribed to our YouTube channel yet? Type Y for yes or N for no in the live chat or in the comments if you're watching on demand. We're going to put this video up on Friday morning. Let me know as we are hitting 25,000 subscribers here on the channel. Really appreciate everything that you guys have done. It is the Michigan Football Report, youtube.com/Michigan TV. Some breaking news this afternoon on Wednesday afternoon. Jyaire Hill on one of the most drawn-out commitment ceremonies of all time. 4-star committed to Michigan over Illinois, over Purdue. His other finalists, Florida, Missouri, but ultimately Kentucky. It was ultimately Michigan. Now, he put out a tweet a couple days ago saying that Michigan wasn't even in his top 5. I told you yesterday, if you guys watched it, and the video we put out this morning, I thought it was an all-time fake out, but nevertheless, that's what it was. So Jyaire Hill commits to Michigan, and that is the top story here on the Michigan Football Report as Michigan gets 2 big-time 4-star commits on signing day. Jim Harbaugh does it again. He's had a hell of a run on signing days over the last 3 years. All right, guys, if you would like Michigan to beat TCU, we started this for the Wisconsin game in 2021 as Michigan was trying to overcome a bad run of losses on the road under Jim Harbaugh. We said, like the video, Michigan's going to win. Don't jinx it. And I tell you, it's worked pretty much every time. Michigan State one didn't work. I know who didn't like it. Somebody tried to stick it to me. But for the most part, it has worked from there. So if you are a fan of this program and you want to put out just good vibes, right? No guarantee here. I think it's just good vibes. It's like that book, The Secret. You put out good vibes in the world, Jack, you're getting good vibes back. So put out some good vibes to us here. Like the video. Michigan's going to beat TCU, and we'll be in the national title game on January 9th. As we just mentioned, Jyaire Hill, the 4-star cornerback out of Illinois, chose Michigan over Illinois, Florida, Purdue, Kentucky, Missouri, and others. Now, his final 5 that he tweeted out on Monday did not include Michigan. Nice fake out, Jyaire. Even nicer, long, funny kind of inside look at a family and a recruiting commitment. If you guys didn't see the video, go watch our live show. First 30 minutes or so was on that commitment. But it's kind of funny. His parents were mic'd up. I don't think they knew they were mic'd up. His mom was kind of yelling at him a little bit. But nevertheless, Michigan football lands 2 4-stars, 2 top 100, 200-ish level commitments today. Jyaire Hill coming in the afternoon. So now Michigan's recruiting class, I think, which struggled for most of the fall, was a concern of a lot of people. I think it's actually shaking out to be pretty dang good, given the fact that as of yet, Michigan has not dove into the pay for play when it comes to recruiting. All right, let's get some one-word reactions to Jyaire Hill committing to Michigan. I'll give some shout-outs here on the live show, or if you're watching on Friday morning, Friday early afternoon maybe, give me a comment down below in the YouTube comments, your one-word reaction to Jyaire Hill choosing Michigan. I think mine's sneaky, Jack. Mine's sneaky because he kind of tried to fake everybody out, and that's what I would kind of partake it as. Jack, quickly, do you have a one-word reaction to Jyaire Hill committing to Michigan? Fantastic, Jack says. He is behind the scenes. Jack, a.k.a. Young Harbaugh, best in the biz, doing a great job for us, putting this show together on the fly as the company has a bunch of stuff going on. We're doing all kinds of content. 50 YouTube videos will go out today, 30 Amazon videos. Yeah, we're putting together a live Michigan Football Report on the fly. Give me your one-word reaction. We got cool, tremendous, awesome, smart from Mitch, Robert, Luther, Kenneth. Detroit Lions talk with O. Paz is amazing. Cage says dog. Iceman Comp says sweet. And what's that? Average Gamer says playmaker. That's an interesting one from him. Transfer portal is ruining college football. Name, image, and likeness is ruining college football from Bill A. Hell yeah from DS. Swag from Congo. Let me know down in the comments or in the live chat. All right, so Jyaire Hill, right? Jyaire's sugar, right? He's into this sugar thing, Jack. He's got like a sugar line of clothing. His Instagram's got this Sugar Hill. But he put that out there on Monday. This is what he tweeted out. Florida, Illinois, Purdue, Kentucky, Missouri. No Michigan in his final 5. Nevertheless, he decided to choose the Wolverines. I'm happy that he did because Michigan, I think, really needs some corner help down the line. I am a little concerned about the players that are true freshmen this year and sophomores, first and second year players, corners from Michigan. Other than Will Johnson, haven't seen a ton of productivity or super positive vibes. You know, sometimes you'll hear things and you'll be like, oh, this guy's about to break out next year. I haven't really heard that about a bunch of Michigan players in younger guys in the secondary, most notably the cornerback position. So glad to see Michigan get another big-time commitment. Jyaire Hill is a Michigan Wolverine. Guys, I love signing day theatrics. I know that was kind of boring to sit through the whole 30, 40 minutes of no one at the podium and everything that just happened with Jyaire Hill. And there's been plenty of others. Guys putting on a hat, throwing it, unzipping a coat, all this different stuff. But if I was a recruit, I'll tell you what, and I've got a son, and he's, I don't know if he's going to be a big-time football player. My wife doesn't even want him to play football. But if he was, I would have him show up in Ohio State gear all the time, even if I knew he was going to Michigan, just to mess with the fans, just to stick it to Ohio State fans, get their hopes up big time if he was that big of a recruit. And I'm glad that, Jyaire Hill had the fake out, had his moment. Clearly, that's what he wanted, and he got it. So I don't mind him messing with media, messing with fans. I think it's pretty cool, although I do think that his announcement should have been a little more expedited. It took like 40 minutes, but nevertheless. If you missed it on Wednesday morning, 4-star wide receiver Carmelo English, Melo to Michigan. He's the number 180 player overall in the 2023 recruiting class. Michigan's number 3 ranked player in their class, behind Eno Edo and Cole Cabana. Beat out Auburn, Kentucky, and Alabama. Now, some people say, well, Alabama didn't really want him. They had over-recruited at that same position. But nevertheless, he had an Alabama offer, and they were in his final group. I think he's a big-time playmaker. Not huge, 5'11", 175. Reminds me more of a Roman Wilson than he does a Braylon Edwards, that's for sure. Cool graphic he tweeted out. Go ahead and follow him on Twitter. It's English Carmelo. That's with 2 L's and a K. He put this out on Twitter. It's him in the all-maize jerseys with that Rare Air 23 Jordan Brand logo over the big house. Big-time player, big-time commit. Out of the South, very fast playmaker. I don't think he's anybody who's going to beat you for jump balls on the field, but he can certainly make it happen and get open. Maybe like a Cornelius Johnson, not as big as Cornelius Johnson, but their games from looking at their film remind me similarly. Although I think Roman Wilson, for me at least, is the more apt comparison. We got 2 big-time 4-stars today, folks. Give me a boom in the comments. Boom it up. I think people say that a lot of times. I think Ohio State's try to use the boom with like the red exclamation points. Let's take it back from them. Give me a boom if you're excited. I'm glad that Michigan ending this class strong. Only lost 1 commit, of the top 10 or 12 guys in the class down the stretch to Miami. Held on to Eno Edo, held on to Cole Cabana. Got 2 commits here on signing day, Jyaire Hill and, of course, Carmelo English. And really did well in the state of Michigan. Amir Herring being potentially the best player in Michigan's class from the state. He's number 291, the offensive lineman out of West Bloomfield. Give me a boom down in the comments. All right, folks, in a second, we are going to talk about the portal. And I'm just going to recap what you probably already know. Nothing's happened here on signing day or into Thursday morning by any means. But I'm going to recap my thoughts here on Michigan football and the signing of just the commitments of a few guys in the transfer portal. So stick around for that here in a moment. But this is another big day for Jim Harbaugh, right? He has 2 big pieces, and despite Michigan not paying for players, which I think is very important, there's a lot of rumors and rumblings that Michigan's putting together an actual name, image, and likeness plan. As of yet, it's pretty much on the players to get the job done for themselves with very little guidance from the university. But getting a top 15, 18 class here and landing a couple guys on signing day, I think is a big testament to the winning in the field and the commitment that Michigan under Jim Harbaugh and his staff have done towards recruiting. All right, guys, college football playoff semifinals. We are within 10 days. Michigan, TCU, number 2 versus number 3. Michigan with the number 27 offense in college football, the number 3 defense from a yardage perspective. TCU, they don't want to be called Texas Christian anymore. I'm not sure why, but they don't. Number 3, number 15 offense in college football. Defense, a little more suspect. Number 74, 385 a game they are giving up. It is on New Year's Eve, 4 o'clock Eastern time, 2 o'clock local in Glendale, Arizona, right outside Phoenix if you are going. At State Farm Stadium. Michigan's a 7.5-point favorite still. Over-under is 58 points. You can bet that game, all college football bowl games, and the last 3 weekends of the NFL into the NFL playoffs, Super Bowl, NBA, and then into March Madness with our sportsbook partner, BetUS. Chatsports.com/GoBlue, offering the 125% deposit bonus. Go to that link. It drops you right on the page. All you got to do is put in promo code GoBlue, no spaces, and you will have a 125% deposit bonus. just a quick example. Jack, if you toss that link in the chat if you can, to the top of the doc where my mouse is there. All you got to do is put in promo code GOBLUE, 125% deposit bonus, and you will get going with BetUS. Put in 100, you get an extra 125, 200, extra 250, all the way up to 500. Get you an extra 625 deposit bonus. Link is in the live chat, and you just go to it if you're watching on demand, chatsports.com/GoBlue. Little transfer portal tracker. These are in order of commitment, not in order of ability or anything like that. Quick take on these guys. Ladarius Henderson, 3-year starter, 2.5-year starter for Arizona State, Jack's alma mater, and he is a big-time player. Probably could have gone to the NFL. I don't think it would have been a top 2 or 3 round pick, but a 4th round, 5th round draft pick. Him, Miles Hinton, Drake Nugent, guys who all probably could have had NFL careers, maybe not, the Stanford guys, we'll see, but chose to come to Michigan. Now, Michigan's bringing on 3 starters from the Pac-12 in the portal, so I think there's going to be some questions on, are more guys leaving to the NFL or maybe transferring themselves after the CFP? We will see, but I'm excited about Ladarius Henderson. I think he's going to, be a potential starter there on the offensive line. Certainly Miles Hinton, the Hinton name. Josiah Stewart, though, him and Ernest Hausman from Nebraska, I am most excited about those 2 guys. Instant impact players next year on Michigan's defense. And then how about A.J. Barner? Tight end from Purdue. That gives Indiana. That gives Michigan 7 transfers from in this class. 6 were starters in 2022, and 5 of those 6 were starters at Pac-12 and Big 12 schools. A.J. Barner, 28 receptions, 199 yards, 7 yards per catch, and 3 touchdowns. Now, not a huge stat guy, but nevertheless, his ability is pretty damn good, and people really rave about his potential in this Michigan football offense. I think him and Colson Loveland will make a great 1-2 combo at tight end next year. Now, Indiana guys, 2 of them. How about shout out to Mike Hart, Michigan's running backs coach? I have no doubt that his relationship 2 seasons ago, 2020, 2019, and prior, he was at Indiana. Well, who was on the roster at Indiana? Both of those 2 players we just talked about from Indiana. Jack Tuttle, who won't be a starting quarterback at Michigan ever, 4th stringer, 3rd stringer, but he has starting potential or background. And he was a top 200 recruit, 4-star recruit 4 years ago in the 2018 class. So shout out to Mike Hart. He got it done. He brought over 2 Indiana guys. They were both captains, by the way. Both those guys captains of their team in 2022. They are now Michigan Wolverines. All right, TCU will be wearing all white uniforms versus Michigan on December 31st. That's now 10 days away from that game, New Year's Eve, 4 o'clock. So that's the jersey. A lot of pink, purple swag in there. These are the pants, all white. So there's going to be a bunch of purple swag, and that is that. Now, there's no surprise. There's some Michigan beat writers like, looks like Michigan's going to wear the blue jerseys. Of course, they're the high-rated team. They have the option. They're not going to choose all white. Of course, TCU is going to wear the white jerseys. But nevertheless, we asked this in the live show. I want to ask you guys as well here live and on demand. Preferred uniforms against TCU. Let me know what you guys' preferred uniforms against the Horned Frogs, 2 versus 3, as Michigan goes for its first national championship in 25 years, 1997. Let me know what you guys think. By the way, Jack, after we ask this question, we'll go to the transfer portal rankings. Come to me full screen with just a generic lower third. I have some injury news I want to chat about that just came across my wire here. But on the live chat, we got a bunch of 3s for the All-Mays. Couple ones, Iceman Comp, Xavier, Gary say 1. Oh, we got $20 super chat from Clayton we'll get to here in just a moment. Got a few super chats to get through as well on the live stream. So that is the 1s, 2s, or 3s, all blue. They won a bunch. Traditional, they wore against Illinois and for 40, 60 years. And all Mays, they've only won once against Florida in the 2017 opener in Jerry World in outside Dallas, Arlington, Texas in the 2017 season. Got a bunch of 2s, bunch of 3s, bunch of 1s. Our live poll on the show said preferred uniform for Michigan was the all blue. So let me know in the comments and the live chat. I got some injury news that I sent out a text, during the day on recruiting and heard back. And I want to kind of just read this off to me. I sent it to there. So Andrel Anthony saw this on Twitter yesterday. And look, I got a lot of stuff going on right now. I'm not trying to get into game day injuries or anything like that until we're at least a week of game. But reached out to a source whose son is on the Michigan football team. Andrel Anthony injury. This is literally just got texted me in the last few minutes. I sent it to myself here. He says, Andrel Anthony has a sprained ankle, 50-50 to play against TCU. wasn't a big part of the game plan per this text, but nevertheless hurts depth. Ronnie Bell, right, Roman Wilson, Cornelius Johnson, they're getting all the snaps there at wide receiver, but there's a potential 50-50 that Andrew Anthony is not ready to go. Did confirm that. If I saw it on Twitter, it's nothing I had been reaching out to or trying to find out to. I usually keep injury stuff, especially bowl week, to game week, specifically like Wednesday, Thursday of game week, but did hear that he hurt his ankle 2 days ago on Monday, and it's 50-50 at this point. It's going to need treatment as we are now within 10 days till game time. All right, transfer portal rankings for Michigan, all of college football. Michigan is now the #1 school in all of college football with transfers this season, which I think is a huge plus and I guess slap in the back to Jim Harbaugh and attaboy to Harbaugh and his staff. I brought on 6 guys who were starters last year in 2020 in this season to transfer to Michigan. 5 of them from the Pac-12 and Big Ten. And then how about Josiah Stewart? Big time player. He has an amazing career so far in college football, like 16 sacks. But nevertheless, Michigan 1, Florida State 2. USC, who was the champion of last year's transfer portal, is 3. Oklahoma State, UCLA, Oregon, Kentucky, Oklahoma, TCU, and fellow Big Ten East representative Maryland there. And the number there in parentheses is how many commits they've got from the transfer portal so far. All right, make sure you guys are following me on Twitter. If you're watching live, I'm going to toss it here in the live chat. I got it covered. Jack Lottery. Oops, maybe I don't have it covered. The best in the biz. I'm going to toss it in the live chat if you're watching live. If not, it'll be down in the comments and description of today's video. Give me a follow on Twitter. Thank you so much to everyone who has followed me. We just hit 10,000 Twitter followers. I was at like 8,100 on September 1st. We've gained almost 2,000 since the season started. And it's a good testament to our show's audience growing and all the support from you guys. So appreciate it. Make sure you follow me. It's at James Yoder on Twitter.